In 2011, in the icy heights of the Peruvian Andes, a 32-year-old mountain guide named Esteban Aguilar disappeared on a route he had walked more than 50 times. The weather was stable, visibility excellent, and his GPS locator showed he followed the trail exactly, step by step, until, in less than 3 minutes, his signal stopped moving. Not faded, not lost, stopped, as if he had vanished between one breath and the next. When search teams reached the exact coordinates, they found Esteban's footprints on the snow, perfectly aligned, leading forward, and then ending abruptly. No sliding, no fall, no broken ice, no avalanche debris, just a clean termination of prints, as if he had taken one more step into nothing. His backpack was found upright, untouched, with the straps open as if he had slid out of it without disturbing the snow around it. His walking pole stood lodged in the ground, still perfectly straight. Drones, rescue squads, thermal cameras, and mountaineers searched for 9 days. No trace of a body, no clothing, no debris, no scent trail for dogs, nothing. This is the complete reconstruction of the man who followed the right path and then stopped existing. The Andes are a world of contradictions, brutal yet beautiful, silent yet deafening, infinite yet suffocatingly close. Anyone who has walked their ridges knows the thin air plays tricks on the senses. But what happened in Quebrada del Condor, near the border between Ayacucho and Apurimac, went far beyond altitude dizziness or weather anomalies. Esteban Aguilar, a respected guide with 12 years of experience, was no amateur hiker. He grew up in the mountains, trained rescue teams, survived blizzards, floods, and rockfall. If anyone knew how to stay alive up there, it was Esteban. Yet his final journey on July 14, 2011, became one of the most documented and baffling disappearances in modern Andean history. One that no geologist, mountaineer, or forensic investigator has been able to explain. His last known position was on a stable, wide ledge. No cliffs, no snow bridges, no fissures, no unstable cornices. And yet he vanished so cleanly that even the Peruvian High Mountain Unit, known for their precision, reported, "There is no physical mechanism that matches the scene." What went wrong? What did Esteban see? Or not see? What happened in those missing 3 minutes? Before we begin the investigation, please subscribe so you don't miss the next story. And tell me, from which city and country are you listening today? The last hours, what Esteban did, said, and saw. Esteban woke before dawn at Base Camp Alto, elevation 4,600 meters. The air was crisp, clear, unusually calm for July. He checked weather forecasts again before leaving. All models showed stable conditions. "Hoy es fácil," he told the camp cook. "Today is easy." His plan was simple. Follow the marked ridge trail toward the mineral ridge, take photos for a geology student he was assisting, then return by early afternoon. He sent a voice message to his sister at 6:42 a.m. "I'll be back for lunch, don't worry." Clear skies. Witnesses saw him tightening his boots, adjusting his pack, and marking the final GPS coordinate before stepping onto the trail. Everything looked routine. Nothing foreshadowed the impossible. Around 9:18 a.m., Esteban's GPS showed him walking normally along the ridge. His pace was steady, his steps even. He stopped once to drink water, another time to photograph a condor rising over the valley. His last radio transmission came at 9:23 a.m. "Estoy en la parte angosta pero sigue firme." "I'm at the narrow section, but it's firm." At 9:26 a.m., his GPS showed one last movement, 3 steps forward. Then the dot froze. Not drifted, not blinked, froze. The data was so precise that analysts later confirmed the exact point where Esteban's last recorded step occurred. At 10:04 a.m., when he failed to answer calls, the first guide left base camp to check on him. When rescue reached the coordinates at 11:47 a.m., they expected to find Esteban injured or sheltering. Instead, they found perfect footprints, normal snow conditions, impeccable weather, backpack upright, water bottle full, no fall marks, no cliff edges, no tracks leading away. His footprints formed a straight line, and then space. The last print was sharply defined: heel, arch, toe. Beyond it, untouched snow extended for meters, without a single disturbance. One rescuer whispered to another, Él dio un paso, y ya no estaba. He took one more step, and he wasn't there anymore. The search that found everything and nothing. Rescue teams began a grid search immediately. They marked every meter with flags, scanning for depressions, holes, soft snow, fractures. They found none. The lead mountaineer, Teniente Vargas, ruled out. Avalanche crevasse, hidden cave, cliff fall animal attack, volcanic crack, ground, collapse, human interference, storm, disorientation. The snow around the area was pristine. Even when wind picked up, footprints of rescuers remained visible, proving the snow could not erase tracks that fast. A drone was deployed. Its thermal imaging camera swept the valley, ridges, and gullies. No heat signatures, no motion. Search dogs were brought from Cusco. They circled Esteban's last footprint repeatedly, whining, then backing away. One dog sat, ears flattened, refusing to step forward. Handlers tried leading him. He resisted violently. Something made animals recoil. At sunset, temperatures dropped sharply. Searchers built small windbreaks and continued scanning with headlamps. One rescuer found something odd. Esteban's left glove resting on a stone, perfectly clean, no signs of tearing or use. It appeared placed, not dropped. But the glove showed no warmth, not even residual heat, as if it had been exposed for hours. By day 3, the search radius extended to 6 kilometers. Not a single clue emerged, not a fabric thread, not a footprint, not a scent. A disappearance in heavy forest is one thing, but Esteban had vanished on a bare ridge of open rock and snow, the most unforgiving surface when it comes to hiding evidence. The investigators began whispering privately. He didn't fall. He didn't run. He didn't suffer hypothermia. He didn't get lost. He simply ended. The most unsettling part of the investigation was not what was missing, but what remained. At the scene, 2 objects were found. His backpack, standing upright, straps undone, untouched snow around it. Inside, map, water, rope, food bar, first aid kit. Esteban's notebook, nothing missing, nothing disturbed. His walking pole stabbed perfectly straight into the ground, as if planted with deliberate care. Rescuers agreed. No one in distress does this. But then came the object that made the lead investigator step back. The folded piece of paper found beneath a stone 20 meters from the trail. Inside, Esteban had written, "La montaña está vacía hoy." The mountain feels empty today. The date matched the morning he vanished, but the paper showed no signs of moisture, sweat, or folding wear, as if it had not been carried in a pocket. Forensic analysis later confirmed the ink had dried unnaturally fast, the way it does in extreme cold, even though Esteban had not been in extreme cold that morning. This contradicted weather data and led to an unsettling conclusion. Esteban wrote the note somewhere colder than where he disappeared. But where? On day 7, rescue teams found something beside a lone rock formation, Esteban's pendant, a silver condor his father had given him. But the strange part? The chain was clipped cleanly, not broken, not forced, clipped, as if cut with precision tools. But Esteban's tools were still in his backpack. How did it break? Why was it placed there? And why was the pendant clean, dustless, and warm to the touch? No one could explain it. With no evidence, theories multiplied. The official explanation: authorities blamed disorientation, sudden medical emergency, accidental fall. But each was impossible. Visibility was perfect. No cliffs existed near the trail. No body was found. No prints indicated a fall or stumble. The geophysical theory. A geologist proposed a sudden collapse of a snow pocket or thin crust. But the ground was solid. No voids existed. And collapses leave circular depressions, cracked edges, displaced snow. None were found. The wildlife theory. Totally dismissed. No predator can erase tracks, carry a full-grown man, avoid leaving drag marks, leave zero biological evidence. The extreme weather theory. Some suggested a sudden microburst, a powerful downward wind. But microbursts flatten snow, break branches, and leave debris. Nothing matched. The indigenous theory, the most feared. Quechua elders spoke of places where the world feels thin, where sound dies and where the mountain takes back what walks alone. They described zones called Pachachinkai, places where paths split between what is seen and unseen. One elder said, "Your body walks the trail, but your shadow does not follow." Searchers, though skeptical, admitted the area felt wrong. Several described ear pressure, sudden silence, unusual cold, the sensation of being watched, a feeling of stepping into nothing, not supernatural, but not geological either. Something was off. By day 9, the search was officially ended. But on the last night, before teams packed to leave, something happened that investigators kept out of the formal report. At 3:11 a.m., a rescue member named Ramirez woke others, insisting he saw a light flickering near the ridge, a small white pulsating glow. They hiked up with headlamps. When they reached the spot, they found no light, no fire, no campy, no tracks. But they did find something else. A fresh set of footprints, not human-sized, not animal-sized. Smaller, footprints that resembled a child's, spaced as if walking calmly. But they were warm. Warm as if formed minutes earlier. But the temperature was below freezing. Then the prints ended abruptly, just like Esteban's. Clean termination, nothing beyond. Ramirez whispered, "Esto ya pasó antes." This happened before. The next morning, as they prepared to leave, a final object was found. Esteban's missing glove, lying on a rock beside the exact spot where the child-sized prints began. The glove was warm, as if someone had just placed it there. The disappearance of Esteban Aguilar remains one of the most baffling cases ever documented in the Peruvian Andes. A man experienced in survival, walking a familiar trail under perfect conditions, vanished so cleanly that not even the snow could reveal what happened. His final footprint ending sharply, his belongings untouched, the absence of tracks or signs of distress. Everything pointed to something that defied natural explanation. Forensic experts could not replicate the scene. Geologists dismissed every physical mechanism. Rescue teams, hardened professionals, admitted they had never experienced anything like it. And yet the mountains remained silent, offering no clues. The Andes hold thousands of stories carved by ice, wind, and time. But some stories are not carved. They are erased. Esteban's case stands as one of those unnerving erasures, a reminder that even in the age of GPS, satellites, and drones, there are still places where the world does not behave as it should. To this day, hikers who pass through Quebrada del Condor report moments of silence too deep, too sudden. Some say they feel pressure in their ears. Others say they feel watched. A few swear they saw footprints that were not theirs. The mountain keeps its secrets. Thank you for listening to this investigation. Please subscribe so you don't miss the next story. And tell me, from which city and country are you listening today?